shared service center. What do you need to look out for? What kind of activities do you need to have in place? What kind of questions do you need to ask your staff and your vendors? And what are the most important questions that you need to be asking? But first, let's have a look at what it actually is, a shared services center. Well, I'm running the knowledge graph here, so you can see all the activities while I'll talk you through it quite a bit. A shared services center is it's a center for shared services in an organization. It's usually the entity that's responsible for the execution and the handling of specific operational tasks, such as accounting, for instance, human resources. We see that a lot with shared services centers. Payroll, shared services centers. IT, shared services center. That's usually where it hailed from back in the day of mainframes. Legal shared services center, compliance, purchasing, security. The security shared services center is used a lot these days as well. Security operations center for organizations. So the shared services center is often a spin-off. It's often a spin-off of corporate services to separate all operational tasks, all operational types of tasks from the corporate headquarters, which has to focus on a leadership and corporate governance type of role. Shared services centers are often cost centers, and they're quite cost sensitive also in terms of their headcount, their labor cost, and location selection criteria. So what are specific requirements? What do you need to be looking out for when you're dealing with a shared services center? Well, let me walk you through the knowledge graph for a shared services center. So what you see here, what you're looking at here is the AI and the machine, the outcome of the AI and machine learning that we built for critical capabilities for hundreds and hundreds of topics, and we're focusing today on shared services center. We've built a canon. AI learns from this canon. It builds critical criteria. So those are the big blue balls, the things that you actually need to be doing. They're assessment questions. So the orange balls that are in there, and the orange balls that are in there, the assessment questions, and their relationships. So that's why you see all those lines drawn in there, based on in-house built algorithms that have their foundation in things like NLP, like proximity, density, also requirements for hiring to make sure we're having the right people in the right place in our organization. So the result is what you see here in this knowledge graph. You can compare the outcome of the knowledge graph to a Google search. When you do a Google search, it shows you the most impactful, the most important results first, and it enables you to act on those right away. So usually when I do a Google search, I don't know about you, probably the same, I'm only interested in a first couple of results before I even go drilling down if they don't satisfy me. They usually do. So that's why I use a knowledge graph to figure out what's most important, and then drill down further down into areas where you want to focus on and make sure that you're diving deeper into that. So this is the whole enchilada. Let me zoom out so you can have a quick look. This is the whole knowledge graph for shared services centers, and you see a lot of colors here, like the blue balls. Those are the critical capabilities, the activities that need to be done. The orange balls, those are the job roles. So here on the outside rim, those are the job roles that are in play with shared service centers and that need to be in place in an organization. And the other most important one is the pink ones, and those are the questions and the related questions to the critical capabilities. We have red questions here as well, red balls. Those are the most important questions, and we'll focus on a couple of those later as well to to show you how to dive into those. Now let's have a look at the hang on. Let's have a look at the areas that you need to be focusing on. The critical capabilities and activities, so the processes and activities that need to be in place. So what are the processes and activities that need to be in place? Take this out. There we go. These are the top 10 processes and activities that need to be in place. So limit 10. The processes and activities that need to be in place. The most important ones to have a successful shared services center in place. Now, you see there's a lot going on here, a lot of activity, and you can also go to the link below where you'll find all this data all the critical capability content, and you can play around with it. You can sort, filter, etc. This is the top 10. I won't read any of them. It's a lot. We'll just focus on the top number 1 that comes out of here. There we go. I want to see limit 1, so the top one. So the most important critical capability that you need to have in place is to certify. Make sure that your design, what you're doing actually, so your design of the shared services center, it partners with business and other shared service capability owners and sub-capability product owners to create and maintain a holistic vision of end-user services to ensure that there is effective delivery management and improvement of services that align to and meet capability technology needs. So holistic, that's the main focus here. Have a holistic vision. What do we do here? And you see I'm unfolding what's going on here so we can have a look at how to actually do that. This is the most important thing you need to be doing. A question you could be asking here is, what are the signs that you have a mature cybersecurity capability in your organization when you focus on a security shared services center or on a risk management shared services center? You also see here it's a must-have, so that's what the AI has done, is prioritized. These are the most important ones to do, to focus on, and this ends up in the must-have bracket, the most important one. There's 1364 because this is the most important one. Criteria in here, this is the most important one. What we'll also see is that I can double click on this one and I should ask this question of, for instance, a senior software development engineer. And when I'm asking the person a question, I can ask another question. You see now you see how things are related. What we see here, technology, this yellow ball, that's what you see in the Kanban as well, if you go to the link down below. So everything in there is organized in swim lanes. If you know Kanbans are organized in swim lanes. Things that you need to be doing are prioritized in that. And you can assign that to people, tasks, activities. And one of those swim lanes is called technology. So if I click on technology, and I'll probably do that a little bit out here because we'll probably get a lot. I'll click on technology. When you focus on technology in relationship to shared services center, these are all the areas that you need to have in place, that you need to be focusing on. You see there's a lot that you need to be covering here. And you can look through all of them in the Kanban below. Again, this is the most important one you need to be focusing on. This is a question that you can be asking, and you can be asking that to this person. This is a must-have. It's a high priority activity, and it's in the technology sphere of shared services center. So this is the most important one that you need to start focusing on when you do a shared services center. The most important activity that you need to have in place. Now, let's have a look at, quickly, the 3 most important questions to ask. What are the 3 most important questions to ask for shared services centers? I've got a limit 10, so I'm going to limit it to 4, which also shows shared service center. These are the most important questions to ask when you're dealing with or auditing or managing a shared service center. What will be considered the best practice mix of locations for shared service centers organizations? Have you articulated the impact of implementing a shared services delivery model in terms of organization and staffing? And how will the shared services initiative improve the quality of services to department and staff? And again, I can double click them and figure out what I actually need to be looking for, what I need to be doing here. So if you articulate the impact, I need to ensure that I have a knack for process management and improvements and show genuine business acumen and project management skills in my organization, along with internal customer service orientation. Because a shared service organization is all about delivering internal services to your internal clients. You need to have an internal customer service orientation. And again, I can double click here and figure out what I need to be asking, what it's related to. This one, HR, shared service center. What's the the swim lane it's related to? And is it important to do? Yes, it is, because these are the 3 most important questions to ask. So it most definitely ended up as a must-have activity. How will the shared services initiative improve the quality of services to department and staff? And the last one, what will be considered a best practice mix of locations for shared service organizations? And you can see all the activities that you need to be doing here on your screen, and also down below in the Kanban in the show notes. The other thing I wanted to show you is what is related to shared services centers. What kind of activities are related to it, related areas. So let's have a look at that. What related areas do you need to focus on? Let's add. Otherwise, it becomes a mess. There we go. These are the related areas that you need to focus on when you're dealing with a shared service center. Um, and each and every one is a project by itself. So, target operating model, what do you want to achieve? Security management processes, focus on that. The chief operating officers, you want to reduce cost, workforce planning, or risk mitigation, third party risk management, BPO, digital transformation in healthcare for this instance, enterprise DevOps, shared service, MDM strategy, cyber asset, change management workplace, etc. etc. And again, if I click on one, for instance, third party risk management, these are the activities that I need to be doing for that, and what kind of questions I need to be asking, and for third-party risk management, all the activities that need to be in place. So related areas really helpful for figuring out what you need to be doing as well in your organization for shared services centers. So now you know you've seen the three most important questions to ask. You've seen the activities that we need to be putting in place, and the whole enchilada for shared services center if you want to focus on that. So I've only shown you just a little bit of the activities that we need to be doing with a shared service center. There is so much more that can be done, and have a look at the Kanban down below, and it'll give you a great insight and idea in what's available there. Thank you for watching. I hope gave you some insight in what to look for in the shared services center. Again, go to the link below. It's in the show notes, and that shows you all the activities that are in the shared service center Kanban, and that you can work with, sort on, filter on, etc. Thanks for watching. See you next time.